Hey everyone, I just wanted to show a card that I made earlier. This one's going to be a little different, but I had a couple people ask me about doing the lemons, coloring them. So I thought I would show you how I do it. So I'm going to put the card together, and if you have any questions, let me know. But otherwise, let's get to it. So I've taped it down because I'm using a scallop border and I want the outside edge of the scallop to be white. So I've got it taped down with washi tape. And I'm going to ink my background just to give it a little bit of color. I'm using broken china. And I'm going to go up towards the top a little bit heavier and kind of spread it out a little bit. Come lighter down at the end. And I'm using oxides. Like I said, it's broken china, distress oxide. And I'm going to kind of fade it out because I don't want it to come all the way down. I just want it primarily up in the corner, coming down to a diagonal. So that is going to be the end of that. And then I'm going to use a green. I'm going to start with twisted Citron, which is my favorite green. It reminds me of Tinkerbell green. I'm going to go ahead and ink up my little grass here. Put a little bit more on it. Excuse my fingernails. I've been crafting today, so I've got ink everywhere. But it's always a fun day when it's an inky day. Okay. So I'm doing primarily a lot of inking, just to get it on there. And we're going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so here is one of the lemons that is done. I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's go ahead and get my yellow blender brush. These are Taylor Expressions. And we're going to do the bottom one in Scattered Straw. And there's two layers. The top layer has the holes in it. The bottom layer is a solid piece. So the bottom layer we're going to do is Scattered Straw. And I do a very light, I don't even, you're not going to see a lot of that. So I'm doing it light. The top piece, I'm going to start off with Scattered Straw. I don't want to go too heavy on this because I want to leave a little bit that's going to be a little bit lighter than everything else. And now we're going to bring in mustard seed. I'm not going to worry about that there because that's going to kind of pick up where I need it. So it's not really a huge deal. So you can see how it's a little bit lighter on one end than the other. And you can just go over it until you get the color that you want. But I will tell you that I bring in a little bit of dried marigold, just a little bit. So I'm sorry, it's not actually not dried marigold, it's spice marmalade. And I just want a hair, and again I'm taking just along the edge because I want to give it a little bit more of a deeper shadow there, to where the one side of the lemon is ripened pretty well. So now you can see that it's a little bit darker on one side than it is the other. The last thing that I do with that is I have a distress foam. It's got, you know, ink that's still left on it. Not a whole lot. But I just take it and go over the edge on one side, just to give it a shadow of just a tint of brown. Not a whole lot, just a tint. And that's all you're going to do on that. That's real easy. Then you're going to just go ahead and glue that onto the other. And we'll go ahead and take care of that right now. And there you go. And I have another one done. Magic of video. Wasn't that quick? I've already colored up a lot of this, just so that you don't have to sit here and watch me color. But there are some pieces that I do want to show you how to color. I'm not using this piece, but this is another piece that comes in the set. It's actually 2 pieces, and you layer them. And you're same thing. You color the back. I do the scattered straw on the back, and then with my markers, I use Y17 and Y13 for the inside of the veins, or whatever the inside of the lemon is called. I don't even, the rinds, who knows? But anyways, yeah, that. So that is that piece. Again, we're not using it on this card. If you wanted to cut it in half, here is a half. And again, you just cut it in half, and there you got a half a lemon slice. So on this card, we will be using baby lemons. So we're going to do the same thing on that. I'm just going to take the ink that's on my brush, and I'm going to go lightly on one side, and then I'm going to add a little bit more of the mustard seed on my brush, and we're going to do, there we go, and we'll add a little bit more of and that is your lemon. And I was asked by a couple people on the card I did earlier what that lemon is from, and it is actually from a Lawn Fawn set called Make Lemonade. The Lawn Fawn, or this die right here, I didn't stamp it, but I did use the die just to go ahead and cut out a couple smaller lemons. I am going to be using the cup. And on the card I made earlier today, I did use the lemonade pitcher, but I will not be using it on this card. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this down, because I know that is going to stay on there. I don't want my grass blades to be glued, so we're not going to glue those. Because I want to be able to tuck a couple of things out or under. This is my picnic table. This was from My Favorite Things, and it was actually a freebie. I just got it. So I really like it. I think it's adorable. So anyways, now we're going to go ahead and start putting our scene together. Couple more images that we're gonna go ahead and color, and I do want to show you how to ink my title, and it's gonna be Have a Sweet Day. So I've got these already cut out for you. Again, magic of video. And we're going to do the same thing that we did on the lemons. The only thing is I want to go ahead and kind of get most of my ink off of my brush because I don't want to go too dark. I want it to kind of have a gradient look. So we're going to be using, on this one, we're going to be using those same 3 colors. We're going to start off with Scattered Straw. And we're going to turn it this way. I've got a piece of washi tape in the back that is trying to hold it down. Doesn't always work, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so that's good on the Scattered Straw. Again, we're gonna put that back in there and hope that that stays a little bit better than it is. Now we're gonna bring in the mustard seed. I'm gonna start at the bottom and kind of go up. I don't go up too far because, again, I want it to go light to dark. So I want it to be probably about halfway up. And now I'm going to add a little bit of that spiced marmalade. Excuse my arm there. I'm sorry about that. You know what? We're going to just put it on this brush. So we're going to go just a hair. Just kind of on the tips, just to give it a little bit deeper shadow. Okay, so there we go on that. And now, a couple things that we do need to color. So I'm going to take that and put that aside. We're going to go ahead and do the tree branch that the lemons are hanging off of. Let me go ahead and wipe this up. And I'm using Copic markers. On this one, I am using G43, G94, and G99. And I'm just going to do a quick color, nothing fancy, just to get a little bit of color on there. And then I'm going to bring a little bit of the G99 is going to be my last. And now I'm going to just kind of blend that in a little bit more. And again, I'm not doing anything fancy on these. Very basic color. Let's stick to my thumb. And this is going to go up here because this is where my lemons are going to hang from. So we're going to do that. And then we go on that. Now I'm going to go ahead and color one of the leaves for you. This one we are going to use, we're going to use Peel Paint, Distress Oxides, Twisted Citron, and a little bit of Rusty Wilderness. So we're going to start with the Twisted Citron. Go ahead and wipe that off, just make sure that that's clean. And again, just adding a quick color on it. So nothing fancy. You don't need to be fancy with this. I mean, you really don't. That's the beauty of these, is that you can go ahead and Add it real quick. And voila. And I love die cuts for this reason. I love shading die cuts. Okay, now I will say that on this, I do add Distress ink in the Forest Moss. And I'm going to take my green. And the reason why I do this is because the oxides are chalky, but I want a deeper edge on this. So I want a shadow. So I'm using my Distress ink just to give it a deeper shadow on the edge. If you don't do that, you don't have to. But if you don't, then you're not going to really have that defining edge. So I prefer to have it. So I do bring in the Distress ink that way. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tack this down. And I usually start up here with the dotted lines are. We're going to go ahead and glue this down. Glue this one right over it. Make sure that sticks. And you know what? I want to add a little bit more to that one. Okay, so this set comes with some little flowers, you know, some little buds. And we're going to go ahead and put a couple of those on there. Now I do want to show you real quick that I styled those. I've got my little foamy pad here. And here, let me take a... Okay, and I've got a... God, my mind is blank today. I've got a little tool here that I can go ahead and style that. So I'm just going to go over each one of the petals, just to kind of break up the fibers, and as you can see, that kind of curls it. And then we'll do that. And I seem to have misplaced my inside. Oh, here it is. Okay, we'll put that in here. And there's your little flower. So that was very easy to go ahead and shape. Thank God. Okay, so I think what we're going to do is we're going to start putting, I've got my little benches here. I'm not sure I'm going to use both of them, but we'll go ahead and color both. I'm going to do a real quick color with E33. Going to add a little bit E27 to it as well. And again, real quick color because it doesn't need to be, okay, it doesn't need to be perfect because it's wood. And I don't know about you guys, but wood is never really as smooth. So I'm not really gonna take too much time with that. I want to add some shadows to it. Go back with my if my hand is in the way, I apologize. Sometimes working with these smaller pieces can be a little bit of a challenge. Okay, so that one is done. Let's get this one done. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put this little bench over here. Put it over just a hair. So it's kind of in the grass. And I think we're gonna have him standing on it. Now we have our little cup. Go ahead and clean off that. We have our little cup here. We'll go ahead and color that. All right, so I'm going to start off with my lightest shade, which is Y11. I'm going to bring in the Y15. And it's such a small image, so you really don't need to do too much shading. You want to do a little bit, but on the glass, I want to give it a little bit of a blue tint. So I'm using B0000 and a little, just a touch, just a very small touch of B00. And I'm going to come back with this and kind of blend it out a little bit. Just because I want a little bit of a color there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and, you know, these little mice, you know, I call them mischievous little mice. I create little stories. So we're going to have him up here. He's playing on the line, or a lemon. He's just hanging out. Now we're going to start with our title and get that on, and then we'll work around, you know, everything else. So let's go ahead and move these off. Okay, so we're gonna have Sweet Day. And the reason why I want to put this down is because I'm gonna have a few things falling from the tree. And there's actually gonna be a little mouse swinging. Sweet. And I think this is going to need to be moved up a little bit. I went a little darker on that second E than I really wanted to, but it's okay. Okay, so we've got our title. Now, I've got a little leaf here. It's kind of floating down. And we've got this little guy who is going to be, we're going to be doing it this way. So he's going to be kind of swinging off. He was up there playing too, but he's decided he wants to come down for some lemonade. So he's just floating on down. Okay, so we'll color him up. And then we've got this little guy, who I think we'll go ahead and, wasn't sure if we were going to put him on there, but I think we will. He's going to be over here, just sitting here waiting. And then this guy's a little troublemaker. He's done jumped up on the table. So we'll go ahead and color him up. Add a couple of little buds there. So this is pretty much going to be the scene. We might do a little bit of splatter. I'm not sure on that yet. Okay. I don't know if we want to put that one on there or not. Might have him falling from the... We will see. But either way, so this is going to be the gist of it. And let's go ahead and color him up real quick. For the mice, I usually use my W's. I use W3, W0, and W1, and a touch of W5. My W1 has run out of ink, and unfortunately that is the one color that I don't have in a refill. I haven't been able to find it, so I'm going to have to check Scrapbook Pal, because I know they're usually pretty good about carrying a lot of the refills. ahead and give him a touch of color there. And then I'm going to take my E00 and kind of blend that out. And then we're going to color his nose. I'll get my black out for that. What this here should be. Okay. So there we go. We're going to color up this one real quick. One of the things I love about these mice is that they're so quick to color. So, I mean, you can color up. I did a whole bunch of these. I just stamped a bunch from a bunch of different sets. And went ahead and colored them all up and just kind of had them sitting around. So, some of these were from the ones I colored earlier, which really help if you're trying to do something quick. Now I do have a scan and cut, so a lot of these images I go ahead and cut out with my scan and cut, and then we'll color. And I'm gonna be honest, I am one of those that do not trust myself to color it first and then cut it out, only because I'm so afraid that I'm gonna waste all that time coloring it, and yeah, it's gonna cut out wrong. So do a little bit of R20. Okay, and he is a little bit of color. There. Go ahead, blend that out. Okay, so there we go. Everything is colored. We got our little mice up on the table. We got him on the... So, did we not put any color on this one's ears? Poor thing. All right, so there we go. And I apologize, I did not stamp out the half A. I will do that, but I'm not going to include it on the video. I'll show it on the finished card though. All right, well, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I will try and get back to you on that. But otherwise, here it is. And again, those lemons, if you don't have this set, it's from the new release. And I will tell you that I am totally addicted to this. I did another card earlier today, which I had a lot of people ask me about, so I said I was going to do another one and do a video, and I had literally so much fun with this card, so I figured, why not? This is the one I did earlier today. And again, the mice on there playing. I did add some splatter, and I might do that on this one. I'm not sure yet. That's why I haven't tacked this down, so Otherwise, like I said, if you have any questions, or here, I am going to go ahead and peel this up so you can see what the end result will look like. Lawn Fawn comes out with some seriously cute images. I mean, this release and the berry release, probably two of my favorites. I absolutely love. I did one card using the berries, but I have not, I'm sorry. Like I said, I haven't tacked this down only because I'm not sure if I'm going to add the splatter. So if I do, I want to be able to take all of this off so that it doesn't have splatter all over it. And yeah. Because I do get splatter everywhere. I will, yeah, I'm bad that way. Yeah. See if we'll, I don't know. No, I don't think we will. I think we're going to do another leaf falling now. I'm not one on, blank space. And I'm probably going to do a kind of a small little subtitle under here. So I'll get back to you on that. But anyways, here's what it's going to look like, with the exception of have a nice day, or have a, which will be embossed. And then I might put something under here. I'm not sure yet. So anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks. Have a great night. Bye.